I'm looking forward to introducing the team that are going to be handling it today. I would like to thank people for registering for it, and more and more people are joining at the minute. It's nice to see that there are teams and people from around the UK taking part. But we'd like to say a special welcome to the Gippsland team from Victoria in Australia who are joining us today. And we just hope you've been allowed to stay up late enough to join it. I'd like to introduce everyone first. I'm Mark James, one of the co-founders of PROMPT, obstetrician gynecologist, but currently mainly involved as the CEO and running of the charity.
And I'm Kathy Winter. I'm the lead midwife for PROMPT. That probably means that I'm the one that's been here the longest and I'm the oldest, but really lovely to see the numbers going up all the time. Brilliant. Lovely to see you all.
Hi, I'm Kat Latty. I'm the Simulation and Research Fellow for PROMPT at the moment, and I'm an Obs and Gynae Registrar.
And I'm Sian Harrington. I'm a senior midwife working with the team as well. Nice to meet you all. See you.
Excellent. So just a couple of housekeeping bits of information, really, just to say that we are recording this webinar, which means the aim is that those of you who haven't joined, and why wouldn't you, can actually see it on our website as a recorded webinar. So we hope that will be another resource that really helps us to reach out to all our PROMPT teams. So again, excellent that you're all joining us now.
We just wanted to highlight as well the fact that we're going to be using the Q&A function either along the top or on the bottom of your options there as well. So if you want to ask us any questions as we go along, if you want to put that into the Q&A function, that would be fantastic. And we're also going to be using the chat as well to add in a few more links and a little bit more information later as well.
If there are a few issues with Teams. So the first is that if it's really not working, close Teams and reopen it. Other issues can be making sure that you're on the most stable Wi-Fi or the best Wi-Fi that's available to you. Another idea is to close any windows that you don't need open on your laptop or computer. And also just to say that our video will be available after the webinar, and Mark's going to talk you through a different way to access the video that we're going to show for the first 10 minutes if this causes any issues.
So I think it was to just let you know the aim of today's webinar is really to try and explain to everyone what the PROMPT implementation package is and what it means for you all. Thanks very much for that information on the Wi-Fi signal and technical problems. Personally, Kathy and I thought closing all of the windows really was to do with the cold weather outside and nothing to do with the Wi-Fi signal. There you go. So the main thing is if you have any questions you want to ask us, we're here live to answer them afterwards. So please submit them during the chat. We do have some commonly asked questions as well if they're a bit slow to come through.
And just to say that, as we said, we appreciate that in addition to the Wi-Fi not being good, you can just have problems with Teams as well. And as Kat said, although we've been using it for 3 years, we could still have problems where it crashes, etc. So we will be streaming a video next. If when you see the video, it's all blurred and out of sync, etc., and you think this isn't working well, in our chat section, we will be posting a YouTube link to the video and also a Q&R code to the video, so that if you can't do it via the webinar streaming, then you can either go onto YouTube yourself or you can use your phone and use the QR code. And I think our aim will be that we'll give it 10 minutes. It's a 9-minute video, and at the end of that 10 minutes, we will all resume back here for our Q's and A's.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy. So, Joe, if you could make sure that's posted on the chat, thank you very much. So hopefully it'll work fine and you'll be able to watch it on the webinar. So we'll start it in about 10 seconds time. This opening segment on the iPROMPT program explains the features and rationale for our new iPROMPT package. iPROMPT stands for Prompt Implementation, and it is a resource that we have developed in response to your feedback. What we heard from trainers was that attending trainers was relatively inflexible in terms of dates. It also only trained a small team, who then had to roll out the training to their entire faculty back in their own units without any additional resources. They were keen for us to develop new ways to help support local teams in designing and organising their local PROMPT training days for the year ahead. In many ways, iPROMPT can be thought of as a T3 package that is run in your own unit.
We are often asked about teams wanting to attend a Prompt Train the Trainers or T3 day. The iPROMPT programme has allowed us to move away from the old T3 model in which only 4 members of your training team could attend, as we were keen to create a more sustainable way for you to involve and update more of your local training faculty. We are also often asked about local faculty and how they are chosen. We recommend that this should be done by your local core prompt training team, because no one knows who will make the best local trainers better than yourselves.
The iPROMPT programme is streamed from the Prompt Learning Management System, or LMS, which is the online platform where you download or stream all of your prompt digital resources. The programme can be adapted to suit your local needs, but we've suggested running it as a half-day programme as a minimum. The programme is designed to be interactive. Yes, there are videos, but also interactive timeouts and planning exercises, giving you and your team opportunities to discuss and plan together how you're going to run your local prompt courses for the next year.
We recommend that every unit doing prompt runs an iPROMPT half day for their multi-professional faculty, ideally annually. This should be held as a face-to-face session run by your core training team for as many of your multi-professional team of midwives, obstetricians and anaesthetists who will be involved in running your local prompt courses over the next year. The central aspect of iPROMPT is making the training of local trainers more accessible so that any new members of your local faculty or anyone who needs an update can be trained using the iPROMPT resources, and any number of repeat sessions can be run, ideally as multi-professional teams each time.
As Neil's already mentioned, all of your iPROMPT resources are available on the LMS, which is our online platform. The LMS can be accessed once you have purchased your prompt package. In addition to the iPROMPT programme, all of the other annual update digital resources are accessed via the LMS platform.
So, let's start by looking at the iPROMPT course curriculum on the LMS in a bit more detail. iPROMPT starts with a brief introduction to prompt with a video entitled, "What is prompt?" This can be really useful for team members who have less experience of prompt training and the impact it can make. The introduction also summarises the evidence and rationale for local prompt training, demonstrating how prompt has been effective in achieving improved outcomes for mothers and babies in the UK and around the world when it has been implemented authentically. Next, we outline everything that you will have received in your physical prompt package. We have an unboxing video to highlight all of the physical resources, and then a further explanation of how these materials can be used.
Teamworking and human factors should be integrated throughout your local prompt courses. We've provided a video within iPROMPT that represents the fundamental principles on this topic. The video highlights the underlying evidence and why this is so important in multi-professional training. There is then a brief video on the annual update module booklets, which we'll discuss in a bit more detail in the next webinar.
There is a detailed video on how to run a drill, including briefing, running the scenario, debriefing and changing over between stations. This video explains how to get the most out of your module booklets to maximise learning on the day. Following on from this is a short top tips video for sharing learning that has been gained throughout the development of prompt training and materials.
New for the iPROMPT package is a demonstration video on how to run a hands-on workshop. This is centred around shoulder dystocia and vaginal breech birth, but the key messages could be applied to any emergency. The video includes preparation, setup on the day, how to facilitate hands-on training in a constructive and effective way, and making sure you are ready for future training days.
The annual update 2022-23 includes a new subject, uterine rupture. For this emergency, we have introduced case-based discussions as a potential learning forum for this emergency, where antenatal counselling and intrapartum care forms part of the case. iPROMPT includes a video that explains exactly how you can run a group discussion instead of a simulated drill. The video walks through setting up for a case-based discussion in a supportive way, as attendees to the training session bring with them varied levels of knowledge and experience. Throughout the iPROMPT programme, there are team timeout sessions, which provide the opportunity for your faculty to discuss how best to utilise these different methods of training for your local prompt days. This will ensure a varied training day with the aim of greater engagement from your whole team.
Towards the end of the iPROMPT programme, there is a troubleshooting session called What to Do When Things Are Not Going to Plan, which aims at supporting your faculty with any tricky training issues that can arise during your local prompt days. 4 scenarios are discussed, covering a variety of common situations. Each example includes time to pause for a team discussion, followed by the prompt core team presenting their ideas and thoughts about these common challenges or difficulties. Teams may want to run this troubleshooting session as a whole group of multi-professional faculty, or if you're a larger team, you could break out into smaller groups to discuss each scenario individually and then feedback at the end of the session.
The iPROMPT session wraps up with a video summarising the practicalities of organising your local prompt courses. This will help to ensure that your training day is as authentic and effective as possible. In addition to the iPROMPT video sessions, we have included a local course planning document. This planning document facilitates the preparation of your course content, including equipment lists, faculty allocation, administration tasks and actions on the day. Planning all of these details as a multi-professional faculty will ensure a smoother process throughout.
Another document which may be useful for local teams to ensure they are following the evidence base for effective prompt training is a quality assurance tool. This tool reviews the course goals, progress if required, areas of development and making an action plan if needed.
So that's a whistle-stop tour through the iPROMPT package. Our iPROMPT programme was released early in 2023 and we've already received some valuable feedback from teams. They've highlighted that it enables local faculty members to be more self-sufficient and to recruit new trainers, and that it's a more sustainable model. However, some teams have asked for a bit more information about how to get started with iPROMPT, hence this webinar today.
Thank you for watching this video today on the iPROMPT package. We hope that you find it a sustainable way to develop prompt training in your local unit.
So hopefully you found that useful. If you'd like to ask us any other questions, if there's anything that we haven't covered within the video that you want to know a little bit more about, if you want to pop your questions into the Q&As, the team here would be quite happy to help you with those.
So thanks a lot. We hope that was very self-explanatory. We have a few questions that we do get asked quite regularly, which we thought we could kick things off with whilst people, if they have any specific questions they wanted to ask us. I suppose the most commonly asked question we do get is, do we need to train the trainers anymore?
I'll give that one a go and Sian can chip in as she needs to. So it's a question we get a lot because for years and years we did the train and trainers package, but things have changed now, especially since COVID, but actually it's continued to be really, really popular with teams. That iPROMPT means that you can do sustainable local training that's available when you need it. I think of iPROMPT as a T3 training for your local team, and it means that you can generate that multi-professional faculty and update your local trainees when you want to using the iPROMPT package.
Right. Thanks, Kat. Another thing that we do get asked is, now that people have started doing the iPROMPT training, is to say that once they've done it, does it last forever, or how often would we recommend that they continue to do it? Maybe Kathy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, that's a common question we get is, I've attended the train the trainers. Am I a prompt trainer now? And how can I get more prompt trainers? I think what we would say is there's no better people to decide who your prompt trainers are than your team. So you're running it locally, who can be the best people to pass on information as you run your local days. So we would say you decide who your prompt trainers are. And certainly the fact that now you can do the iPrompt day actually in your unit means that you can choose as many as you like, and you can be deciding your local programme together, and you can decide together how you're going to present that day. So we would say prompt trainers are down to you to decide locally.
Yeah, thanks, Kathy. So there's one other question that I was going to quickly answer that we've had a lot of, and that's people saying that if we've got the iPROMPT package, can we then use it to train other units? And as CEO, maybe it's appropriate that I can answer that and say, well, the answer to that question is no. You purchased it to be used in your unit, and that's the important thing. It's not for you to use and train other units. It's for you training in your unit. There's one question's come up now. So they were asking about the pricing for the iPROMPT. I mean, I can certainly answer that within it. I mean, the iPROMPT was actually included in the annual update that was launched last year, and it was part of it. So with annual update 1 and annual update 2, so it actually came free with the second annual update. Kathy?
Yeah, so, and I think the key thing to say there is that if you buy one annual update package, you pay full price for that, and you can choose annual update 1 or annual update 2. The second package then comes at a reduced price. So I think the 2 packages together comes to about £8,000. Now, the iPrompt does come with the second annual update. So if you're keen to have the iPrompt programme, then you might go for the annual update number 2. Now, annual update 1 and annual update 2, as we said in the video, they don't replace each other. They are a package together, and there will be an annual update 3 next year as well. So then you get the trilogy. But hopefully that explains how you get the iPrompt. You can't buy it on its own. You need to have it as one of the annual update packages.
Yeah, so basically, if you just wanted the iPrompts, you would have to buy the annual update 2, which if you hadn't annual update 1 would cost £5,000, but obviously 3,000 if you'd annual update 1.
Yeah.
So I hope that's clear. Another question we get asked as well was that can you run iPrompt just for individuals or one person at a time? Maybe Kat, you'd like to answer that?
Yeah, sure. So I hope that the video has shown that iPrompt is best run when it's done as a multi-professional faculty, and that then running it for one individual means that you're not going to get as much discussion or learning out of that. So we know that you may want to run iPrompt several times during a year, but we really recommend that that's done as a multi-professional faculty with a group of people, so that there's not just one individual, and that means that they'll get as much out of it as possible.
Okay, thanks for that, Kat. Another question we got here was, how quick is delivery when an order is made for an update package? Kathy, maybe I'll give you that.
Okay, so I think the key thing here is about payment, really, and that is through your finance department. So I think the thing that we find the trickiest bit is obviously the practice development midwife or the whole team have put in the order, and then they think, oh, where's the package? We have to just wait for the payment to come through, and that can be, sort of physically seeing the remittance, or it can be that we've got an email from the finance department to say intent to pay. So, if there is a delay, as long as the finance department can send us an email to say they definitely are processing the payment, then we can dispatch it. And depending on where you are, it may take a couple of days, but we'll always send you an email to say that it's in the post and it's being sent to whichever address you've given us, and then we also let you know when it should have been delivered, because sometimes they go a little bit astray when they go to post rooms and things, which is why we recommend you maybe giving us a different address or a home address sometimes. But yeah, usually quite quick once payment's received.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, Kathy. And in fact, that's another common question we do get asked is, but obviously you will receive a box with some physical updates and information in that, but some of it is downloadable, and there is a slight difference between the annual update and the iPrompt, and maybe Sian, you'd be able to explain that to everyone.
Yeah, this is a question we get occasionally as well about downloading the resources. So for iPrompt, unlike the annual update resources where you can download the resources, and in fact they're designed to be downloaded and localized as well, so that it's, you know, useful for your staff within your trust. The iPROMPT resources can't actually be downloaded. The iPROMPT package itself is designed to be streamed directly from the LMS, the learning management system, as well. And that's also primarily because the file sizes are absolutely huge. So you can imagine the difficulty with downloading them on maybe not so stable NHS Wi-Fi, but also various firewalls that different trusts put in as well. So it's there to be used and to be streamed and then restreamed as necessary. And it's also been designed, as it said in the video, so that it's an interactive half day or day. So there's points where you can pause it, gives your team an opportunity to have a chat and engage in whichever exercise you know, we've been discussing within the different videos as well. And essentially it is a collection of different videos which take you in a stepwise sort of fashion all the way through how to plan your days, as we've discussed in the video, and how to roll that out. And it gives the team a good opportunity to sit together and to use that, streaming it as well. We'd only give one person access to the LMS, and that's also from a governance point of view. So we know that we've got that one contact should anything change, or should we need to let them know of anything different or anything they may need to know about that also. Having said that everything isn't, that iPROMPT is to be streamed, there are actually 3 resources within the iPROMPT package which can be downloaded. So one of those is a course planning document. One of those is also a quality assurance document which you can use to sort of assess and how your training is going, or if there's anything you need to possibly change, or if something is going particularly well, and also a copy of the programme for iPROMPT there as well.
And the only other thing to add is that although only one person has access to the LMS, that we recommend downloading the documents that can be downloaded, especially from the annual update, and so into a shared space so that the rest of the team can have access to that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And another question that we get, and where we've changed from, which I hope was explained well within the video, is, you know, where does the iPROMPT sit within the Train the Trainers course? Kathy, you any comment?
Okay, well, I think we've said it quite a few times now, but the key thing is that the iPROMPT replaces the Train the Trainers. And as we said in the video, you know, that's based on feedback we've got from the teams over the years, is that key thing we used to do with the Train the Trainers, where you'd have a multi-professional team of 4 people. They'd come to the Train the Trainers day, they'd be fired up with all the excitement of all the package information, go back to their unit and think, how do we share that enthusiasm with everybody else there? So as Sian and Kat both said, you know, when COVID hit, we had to think of different ways of, you know, running still the Train the Trainers, and actually people have found doing it within their own unit where they can actually all be involved seems to be a great idea. So the Train the Trainers is no more, but what we are doing is providing the iPROMPT. When we release annual update 3, there will be some updated information for your iPROMPT day as well. So do give us back information on anything you think would be useful to include.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kathy. Those are frequently asked questions that we commonly get asked. We know a couple of you have asked questions on, is there, I think that is probably, we'll cover the question and answers for today. As I say, we will respond to anything in the future.
Oh, was that one more question?
Yeah. One more question, yeah, I've just got it.
Maybe if I pose it to you two, it says, will another update be released soon?
Okay, so
definitely pass that one over to Kathy.
Well, annual update 3 will be next year. We think probably around mid, you know, sort of summertime. We know that annual update 2 came out sort of April, May. Hopefully the resources that you're using there with annual update 1 will keep you going until next year. We've already got some ideas and requests for things to include in annual update 3, but we're probably looking at the middle of next year in reality, and hopefully a little bit later in that year we will have a new prompt course manual as well, because we know that the 3rd edition has been out for a while. So watch this space on all these exciting things that will be coming out.
I think as part of that, it's important to say that there's way more than a year's worth of training in each of the annual updates. So we hope that there's still plenty to keep you interested there. We've already started drafting the next amount, but it's amount, and I hope that that's helpful. I've got a comment there from Hayley saying it's about begging the finance team. Yes, no, completely understand for planning. That's really, really important.
Putting the gavel down on the question and answer session. And I'd pass on to Kat, who's just going to discuss a little bit about feedback.
Yes, so it's just to say that if you have any further inquiries, please contact us at our email, which is enquiries@promptmaternity.org.uk. And Kathy, do you want to say about the feedback?
Yeah, and we thought it would be really valuable for us if we could send out a little survey. So probably next week, we'll have a little survey monkey that we're going to send out to all of our teams that have bought into the annual update. We just really want a bit of feedback on, have you been running iPrompt days? How have you run them? And how you found them? And obviously there's a big section at the end on any ideas. So it's going to be anonymous, but it'd be great if some of your team could just fill it in, send back to us. We'll give you a good amount of time till way after Christmas, but we'll send full instructions with the survey when we send it out, but keep an eye out for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed it. It's been a useful experience for us. It's our first time. I'm sure we'll be able to revisit it and improve things for the future, but your feedback would really help us do that. We are planning to do 3 more webinars in this series, one looking at the community prompt package, one looking at the pre-hospital prompt package, and obviously looking at the future annual updates as well. And so for everyone that is now getting involved in using this media service, we've also got a podcast as well that was released just a few weeks ago, and those can be accessed, and information how to access it on the website. And one last thing to let you know, obviously the annual update next year, we're also planning to have a symposium.
Yeah.
It's been quite a few years pre-COVID since that happened, and they were quite popular. So we're looking towards the end of November. So if you're interested in coming, save the date, and we look forward to giving you information on that in the new year.
And anyone who's been before would know lovely Bath is the city where we've had the symposium, and we're going to be there again. So a nice place to go for the end of the year.
Good. So thank you, everyone. And finally,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.